These are my 2 good hives. I just got into them. I added a box to each. There's 2 honeys supers on this one already, so I added a third, and there was 1 on this one, so I added a second one. The first one in this one is completely full. The second one's probably about half full. This one's, they don't have a lot, they don't like have any capped honey in it, but they do have some honey in it because there's some weight to it. The problem with is this hive is swarmed, so what I've been having to do is take frames of honey from their brood chamber, because after they swarm, they don't have a mated queen. So they're not laying eggs, so they fill up all their brood comb with honey, and then they get honey bound, and then the whole hive will take off if they end up honey bound. So what I've been doing is checking on them every few weeks, and making sure that they have empty frames or frames that are for brood and aren't full of honey. So I just took 2 more honey frames out of them and put 2 frames with drawn cone on them. So that should hopefully keep them in this hive making honey for me, and hopefully they won't swarm again. But I haven't had trouble with that one because they started out weaker in the spring, so they had time to like slowly ramp up. So I was able to like keep on top of them, so they've had room to expand. They've had time to build out their honey supers, put honey in it, and leave the brood alone for the queen to lay eggs in. Where this one was super strong in the spring, and it was full of bees the first time I checked on it, as soon as it was warm to check on, and it was just, I should have put honey super on it right then. Like March, I should have put honey supers on them, because it was just packed full of bees right at the beginning of the year. And because of that, they end up swarming, and I've had to just keep an eye on them to make sure they just don't get honey bound and I lose the whole hive, because I did have that happen with a really strong hive before. And my other ones, there's one there I put a honey super on today, and this is the swarm from that hive. I just put a honey super on them today as well. So hopefully this year I'm going to have a ton of honey.